Charles.
Hello.
He is Ethan Pilcher's roommate. So here we're going to be talking about searching for a single answer. Alright. I'm going to read a little excerpt here. In most people's minds, inventing simply is not part of the negotiating process. People see their job as narrowing the gap between positions, not broadening the options available. They tend to think we're having a hard enough time agreeing as it is. The last thing we need is a bunch of different ideas. Since the end product of negotiation is a single decision, they fear that free-floating discussion will only delay and confuse the process. If the first impediment to creative thinking is premature criticism, the second is premature closure. By looking from the outset for the single best answer, you are likely to short-circuit a wiser decision-making process in which you select from a large number of possible answers. So when I read that, I think about being like in a group presentation, like a group project. You know, there's all these ideas coming at you, and you have to decide what you're going to do for this project. And a lot of the times it comes down to like one or two ideas. And the way I think about it is, why choose from two ideas, which one's right and which one's wrong? Like, who's right and who's wrong between two people, instead of having all these ideas, get them all out on the table, and then decide from all these ideas rather than one or two.
Yeah, no, I think that's good because, like, group stuff, you want to take it because my thing is, like, if I can have three minds, that's better than just mine. Stuff can be, like, narrow-minded. I don't think, you know, any successful company hasn't just happened just one dude. You know what I mean? Steve Jobs wasn't Apple. Apple was a whole team that was making this whole thing. So I think that, like, that's really good. And then with, like, negotiation stuff, I guess it kind of depends on the situation where you could come in with, maybe someone needs the options. You know what I mean? So it's not something where it's like a fixed price, like gas. You can't be like, which gas price do I want to pay today? You know what I mean? It's like it has to be the price. So with some things, I guess negotiation needs to be upright, upfront. This is it. This is what we do. Especially when it relies on the economy and stuff like that. But then with other things, it's like, okay, hey, like buying in bulk versus buying three things. So it's like I can buy like 3 pairs of shoes as a retailer, and they're going to be like, let's say, fairly expensive. Let's say they're like $150 each. But if I buy 20 pairs, they'll give them to me for $80 each. Yeah, I'm spending more money, but at the same time, I'm getting a freaking deal. Appreciate it. And so, yeah, that's, I think, negotiation, like, in that way. It's like sometimes the options are good, sometimes the options are, a little, you know, you can't have them.
So here they talk about how the end negotiation is a single decision, that people fear that free-floating discussion will only add delay and confusion in the process. I like what you said earlier, that some people need more decisions.
Right.
If it's going to take time to come to a decision, whether it's 2 answers, or like 2 options, or 40 options, might as well take the time to work through all the options.
Because that's something that's important too, like fit. Like I said, like with fit, people might need that, you know?
I mean, you go to a clothing store and you don't pick between a medium and a small, because maybe the large fits better, maybe they fit smaller.
Right, exactly. And so I think also with like the free floating discussion part is like, if sometimes you need to come in with like just a clear, hey, this is what we do, this is the price, here it is. Because if you come in and you're like, well, what are you thinking? And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, don't leave space for just stuff, the free-floating stuff.
You could short-circuit a wiser decision-making process.
You could short-circuit a wiser decision-making process. And what we're looking for in negotiation is a wiser decision-making process.
All you need is a wiser decision-making process.
So that's why my favorite author, other than, you know, there's some really good authors in the Bible, but Bruce Patton, Roger Fisher, and William Ury, those guys just come to mind when I think of some of just the most riveting information. But yeah, wise decision-making processes. That's what's up.
I appreciate you for talking about